G'day. It's your boy Danny D, aka Alaktrician Man, coming to you with a live stream with my usual partner in crime, Eric, Lucky
What's
there.
going on, man?
Awesome special guest, Forex Shark. Welcome,
The
guys.
man.
The
The man.
man. You there?
Hey, thanks for having me. Do you hear an echo?
No,
No, we don't.
I don't.
Do you?
Or
No.
I don't hear it anymore. I did hear an echo for a second.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that could be your echo cancellation on your audio setup on StreamYard there, but it should be fine. I'm not getting an echo from you
Yeah.
now.
I need a light, dude.
Yeah, okay. It's all set. It's just I pulled up the link to share it and it was playing on one of the tabs in the background, so I just shut it off.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just had to do that too. Awesome. Well, there you
Yeah.
go. What's
Forex,
good, man?
I need Manor Farm up because I need a new light or something. So I need Manor Farm up.
It's
I
coming.
need to afford a new light.
It's coming soon.
Yeah,
Alright, bro.
man.
We have the private pre-sale that's coming in 2 days, but I actually have an announcement that I wanted to make on here,
Ooh.
and we can get into it.
Awesome.
I guess when we get to the part about talking about the pre-sale, I'll mention it. But yeah, I think it's kind of a big deal, and it's something that worked very well with Drip. So we wanted to, add it to, our strategy for the Manor Farm pre-sale. But
Nice.
we'll get into that.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, basically, bro, we again, thank you for being on here. It's been a struggle to try to match the time with you, obviously with our time differences, but here we are. So again, super thanks, man. Super thanks for being on here. Got lots of people there just waiting.
We were having internet problems before you got on too. So it's like,
yeah.
In the Philippines, we're known in the Philippines for the best internet.
Mm-hmm.
No, the best at being the shittiest. Yeah.
Oh, that's not true. Well, I know there are some Asian countries that have the internet that are way more advanced than the U.S. For example, I think South Korea has, and Singapore maybe.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Right.
For sure, has extremely good internet. So I have no clue about the Philippines. I thought maybe you were being, you weren't joking there.
No, they love to throttle. They love to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They do. I mean, the thing is, like, well, actually, my connections are, I'm at 160 Mbps, right? It's
That's good.
super fast.
That's what they say.
But stability is another issue. But it should be all fine now. So
okay, yeah.
Well,
I'll
give you the floor, man.
Okay, if you want to give me the floor, I guess then we should probably screen share then.
Yes, do it. And set that up, and I'll add that on for you.
Okay. Let's see. Screen share. All right, so I'm gonna share my entire screen, but I'm just gonna switch it really quickly to because I have nothing.
Yeah, sure. Now, when you share it here, I've got to approve it anyway, bro.
Okay.
So when you're ready.
Do you have to approve it beforehand?
It'll pop up on my screen here, but it won't actually go to it won't go onto the actual screen until I click on it and put it up there. So
okay, let me see. Share. Yeah, because the share button is like grayed out. So
hang on, shouldn't be. Just a sec. Why is that? Shouldn't be at all.
For me. I'm not even logged in too, so it's like.
Yeah. Lucky, you want to just try to share something, even just your desktop without anything on it or something, just to see, because mine shares fine.
I don't know if you guys want to see what's on my desktop. You sure?
Yeah. Wait 1 second.
Yeah.
No, but the button's all right on my side.
All right. I could try sharing a different screen and then just pulling it up there.
Yeah. Oh, you might be in incognito, bro.
Oh, you know what? Okay, it's working now. Okay.
Okay, sweet.
Here we go.
So if you do that, then I'll add it.
All right.
Okay. When you're ready, you tell me, and I'll just add it to stream.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, right. I add to stream now. How's that? That's all right?
I can only see my screen here, but if it's showing the Manor Farm right now, the front end, then we're good.
Yep, definitely.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So the Manor Farm is a project that we're building that essentially is what I believe and what is designed to be the most sustainable, greatest appreciating farm and farm token, farm reward token that has been created yet on chain. We initially got the idea to build a yield farm due to wanting to add an incentive for PancakeSwap liquidity in the drip liquidity pool, specifically stablecoin liquidity, because you've seen that the markets, especially recently in the past few weeks, has been super volatile, and that volatile nature of the market causes shakeouts, and shakeouts are healthy. But if you have a project that is paired with something like BNB, for example, and you have a major breakout or major correction in BNB that causes a shakeout and causes panic selling, is going to have an effect on the price of tokens paired with it. And you could have a correction as far as USD value in your token, even if your token is performing greater than it's ever have, and continued growth, just because the base
Yep.
asset that it's paired with is correct. And we're seeing that right now.
Yep.
So the idea was we want to incentivize BUSD liquidity, which is a stable coin liquidity, and when Drip has a significant pairing with a base asset that is stable, in this case BUSD, it will allow the token to essentially go up when there's buying and go down when there's selling of that token, regardless of what the rest of the market is doing. And Drip has performed extremely well. Every single correction that we've had in Drip was started off, or the catalyst was a correction in BNB itself, the base asset that started the bearish momentum. And if we had BUSD liquidity from the start, we likely wouldn't have seen these corrections in the market, because the performance and growth of Drip has been very consistent and very strong. So we started looking at partnerships that we could potentially use, and specifically looking at farm partnerships. But we set up meetings with some other projects that weren't specifically farm related, but had some way of incentivizing liquidity, incentivizing people to add liquidity to PancakeSwap. And we saw that there was a major lack in the space right now with farms that are built to be sustainable, that have integrity behind them, that have a development team that's been working in the space for a long time and has built up trust equity. And we essentially built this farm to fill that vacuum and address some of the needs that we had for our project Drip. And it started out being what I thought was going to be a week-long project, because farms are not incredibly difficult to build, especially if you're going with the same basic concepts that all the other farms are doing. If you're not actually developing something and you're just forking or cloning somebody else's work, it's fairly easy. And we were just looking for something to incentivize people to add liquidity to Drip, a farm that had the basic farm mechanics, and the fact that we were getting behind it would be enough to to get people to invest in it and know that their funds are secure, because they know at least there's a good dev behind it, and it's built to be a fork of whatever is the current trend in farms. But I don't have it in me to do something like that. I started working on something like that, and the idea was I wasn't going to launch it under my own name. I was going to have either an admin in my community or someone who I've been working with, a partner for a long time, have them launch it in their name, have it be just a standard farm with whatever the concepts that are popular at the time, and we'll have a partnership with Drip. I'll let them manage it, and that way I can move on to the next thing. But as soon as I started thinking about building out this farm, I started thinking of, well, the first step was, all right, let me look at a bunch of farms that are currently, just launched, that are popular right now, and see what they're doing. And I immediately started seeing ways that, whatever concept they were using could be improved, uh, functions that I could develop that they're not doing at all, that no other farm's doing, that I think would, cause significant price appreciation over what they were doing, ways I could make it more sustainable. And next thing you know, we're a few months later, and I have something that is unlike what anybody else in the space is doing right now, and it's something that I'm proud of. I think the community will be proud of, and it's something that I want to have under my name, and I want to have under our umbrella of projects. So I just decided we're going to go all out with it. We're going to build the best possible farm I can, and launch it under our name, and build it into the ecosystem. So that's what we've done, and we can go over the white paper here in the front end to go over all of those functionalities that we added, or if you have any questions so far.
Yeah, no, that's great, because I mean there are a lot of farms out there. A lot of them just come and go as well. And you're saying like this one is an improvement on multiple farms out there. So maybe you could touch on like how does Manor Farm differentiate itself from the existing farms out there right now?
Yeah. Okay. So one of the so you were just saying farms, a lot of the farms aren't built to essentially stand the test of time. We built this farm specifically to have a multi-layer system. And the way this multi-layer system works is it allows us to add new components to the farm that don't disrupt the essentially the old functions of the farm. They migrate the value from the old layer to the new layer in a way that the people that are existing members of the farm benefit, and it incorporates some new mechanic that allows new capital to flow in, and essentially earn more yield in some way. The only reason why we would add a new layer is because it allows us to bring in some new capital flow from some additional way to earn yield, or something like this. So the way that we built this farm is to allow for additional layers to be built to keep us standing the test of time, and to keep us on top of whatever the latest tech is. Now, we started right off the bat developing the first 2 layers. And the reason why we're coming right from the start, before we ever raise any capital from the first layer of the pre-sale, or before we ever raise any capital for the first layer in pre-sale, we're getting all the info out there about layer 1 and layer 2, because the components of layer 2 are extremely important to layer 1 and allow you to understand how to take optimal advantage of layer 1. You need to understand the whole the whole system that we built with layer 1 and layer 2, how the migration happens, and how you can essentially accumulate your position in layer 1 to be a majority owner in layer 2. And it's very important to understand this migration from the start. From, if you're getting in pre-sale, you need to understand this before you get into the pre-sale. I can't tell you what you need to do, but if you want to take optimal advantage of it, this is what you should do, in my opinion. Right? Of course, of course, like all of my projects, you could buy them in pre-sale and sell them a month later for 10, 20x value, if that's what you decide to do. But I think there's a lot more opportunity here if you actually get involved with the contracts and with the ecosystem. And I guess we'll go to starting to explain that now.
Do it.
So I'll go to the white paper here. Now, essentially, we chose an animal farm theme. The reason why we chose an animal farm theme is because in our layer 1, it starts out as a traditional farm as far as the deposit fees and the ownership role of the farm. The deposit fees go to the developers, like how most farms, they collect deposit fees for the developers collect the deposit fees and then allocate those fees in some specific way. Most developers essentially just pocket those deposit fees because they see it as their way to monetize the farm. We've built in additional ways that we can monetize the farm. So the deposit fees, in our case in L1, are going towards buybacks and marketing primarily. But there is it's still a traditional type of ownership model where the deposit fees go to the developers and developers then allocate those funds in some specific way. In L2, the deposit fees and all of the capital that is generated from the farm that would traditionally go to developers go to the stakers of the governance token. So essentially, the ownership of the farm is being transferred from the developers, like a traditional farm, to the actual farmers, the people who have a stake in the farm. And with the classic novel Animal Farm, the way it works is the farm owner is an abusive farm owner, and we liken this to the people who are running the farms right now in the space. They're in it oftentimes to exploit the people that are getting in their project.
Correct.
For a quick cash grab and to essentially ride off the back of their work. So we liken the farmer in Animal Farm to the owners of the average farm in the space. And then layer 2, the migration to layer 2 is an animal farm when the animals decide they're going to rise up and they're going to take control over the farm. They're going to take ownership of the farm, and now they have essentially a pride over their work. And in the book, it's a great novel. But essentially, what you see is once they get an ownership of the farm, there's a sense of pride, a sense of self-worth, and all of the yield from the farm is increased due to their feeling of ownership and pride over the farm. So we like this theme. Of course, there's a lot more elements to Animal Farm, but this revolution theme and migration of ownership is the essentially the part of that theming that inspired me. That inspired me to use that theme for our farm. So you see here it says the layer 1 farm. The layer 1, the Manor Farm. Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend. No animal shall wear clothes. No animal shall sleep in a bed. No animal shall drink alcohol. No animal shall kill any other animal. All animals are equal. And this is essentially the prideful start. And this is when they're all working together and they decide, all right, we're going to set up these new rules for our farm that we can live under. And we're all going to, we're all going to go with it. We're all going to work together. And essentially layer 1, it lasts for 14 days. And then we have the migration to